With all the recent publicity about job vacancies hitting a record high of 1 million in the UK, a contradictory statistic has confused the issue. 1 in 8 young people are unemployed and cannot get a job. All round the country, youth unemployment dwarfs all other age groups, but London's youth have been hardest hit. Here in the capital, the rate rises to more than 1 in 5. In a joint investigation by the Evening Standard and the Independent, we expose the shocking statistics and exclusive stories that we have gathered about the unemployment epidemic taking hold of London's jobless youth. As COVID hit in March 2020, young people in the capital found themselves in precarious circumstances. Paolo, a 23-year-old young man from Stratford, made a staggering 4,000 job and apprenticeship applications over a 2-year period for a paltry return of 7 interviews and no jobs.
I was applying for loads of jobs, just looking for anything. I was roughly applying for 10 a day for a year. I was trying to do anything and everything, and I had to resort to a third-party company just hiring people for retail. I'd barely got any interviews, no indication that I hadn't got a job or anything. COVID didn't help, and I just was inside for a year not doing anything, and I didn't want to do anything because I was so scared of everything and anything.
Paolo's dream was to become a commodity broker like his dad, and he had a job in catering until the pandemic hit, but he has not worked since. As a result, building confidence has become a daily battle for Paolo.
It's hard because you can't just rely on your family or your friends to finance you. And when you're trying to get a job, you're trying to progress, move up a chain and be independent. It's kind of demoralizing. The more you look, the worse you feel about yourself. And it just leaves you kind of thinking, am I not good enough? Is there something I'm missing? Why haven't I got an interview? Why haven't I gotten anywhere with this place?
Paolo is far from the exception. Youth unemployment in the capital has soared by 55% to 105,000 since the start of the pandemic, with more than 21% of young people jobless. This rises to almost 1 in 4 for females aged 16 to 24, according to the Office for National Statistics. And yet, job vacancies have risen to a record 1.17 million countrywide. Another young man who has suffered job insecurity due to the pandemic is Derry, who is 29 and from Hackney. His employer, a college restaurant, went bust due to COVID, and he too has been unemployed ever since.
I've been applying for a job since I got made redundant last November. It's been a job in itself, really. It was a kick in the teeth, really, because I just thought at the time when I was told I was going to be made redundant, that I thought I'm going to have a whole load of hassle trying to find work again. It's not my confidence.
Both Paolo and Derry are examples of young people who are part of the long-term unemployed. Countrywide, 42% of jobless youth have been unemployed for 6 months or more. The mystery is, why are the young so badly affected? The jobless rate of those aged 16 to 24 is almost 6 times that of 25 to 34-year-olds. Experts point to a skills mismatch between the demands of employers and the experience and skill sets that young people have to offer.
So what we've seen over the past 18 months is that young people who would normally be leaving education, getting work experience, getting that first rung on the ladder job, haven't had the opportunity to do so. And what it means is they haven't got those core skills and experience they need to get into the job market. And if they have been in work, they're often the first to be laid off. As a result, what we've got is a lot of young people who are not being able to match to the vacancies that are out there because they haven't got that critical skills and experience. And what they really need is that support to build up their confidence, to give them those key skills they need to start out in work.
Why is this happening at a time of record job vacancies?
Now with the pandemic, you've got such a combination of factors. Our young people's disadvantage has deepened, and you've got 2 years of increased competition for entry-level roles. You've got 2 years of school leavers, graduates. We've also got older workers coming back into the labour market. There's increased competition for those entry-level positions, and it's impacting most those who are at the start of their career with the least qualifications, the least work experience. And when you layer disadvantage on top of that, it becomes harder still.
The government's Kickstart scheme was meant to tackle this. It was launched in September 2020 to fund employers to get under 25-year-olds on universal credit into employment at minimum wages, and it was meant to target 250,000 young people. But as of today, just 100,000 roles have been filled, a success rate of 40%. Young people have borne the brunt of the pandemic. They were the least likely to die from it, but had their schooling, education and socializing ripped from them, damaging their life chances more than any other age group. The government need to get a grip. Things could get worse unless the right intervention is made. A skills mismatch is damaging for the prospects of young people and for the future of the economy.